Hey guys, J-Games here again. This week, what if Goku, or no, what if Bulma invented the androids before Jiro? So basically, in this one, well, this takes place roughly after the events of Goku destroying the whole Red army. But he ran to multiple bases, completely decimating the strongest forces. Then Capsule Corp hired a few mercenaries, armies, to go raid the bases, and return all the technology, not return, but give it, all the technology to Bulma, Dr. Briefs, and Capsule Corp. Bulma, after training all this technology, had the idea to have Goku train for the next tournament. At Capsule Corp instead, though. Actually, they invented, these robots out of Jiro's android technology to experiment with it. These robots are roughly about strong as Cybermen are, so they have power of roughly under 1,000, compared to Goku, who's barely above 135. For this, Goku would fight against the androids. Basically, not the androids, the robots. So yeah. And this does postpone Goku's corn training, or actually, since this is after the Android Saga, this is after he trained with Corn. So yeah. So we gotta train the Android power level 1,000 for a while. And eventually, this does go on to roughly, I would say, it leads on to, Bulma wanting to have an experiment. And then her and Jiro both want the experiment. Bulma put out an ad, for roughly a bit of scientific experimentation, and the reward would be roughly, put in US dollars, 10 million US dollars. Immediately, two orphans ran in holding a little poster that Bulma recently just put up. He put up like 10 minutes ago in the middle of the city. The kids grabbed it and ran off full speed ahead. So these kids, these are actually Android 17 and 18. I aged them up just for the sake of this what if. They say they want to be actually they're like early 30s, they'd be like early mid 30s. They're probably nearly the same age as Goku actually. So they're young, but Goku at this point is it's nearly 16, and they're like 10. So yeah, that's what it would be. Is they need money. They're homeless orphans. Well, I was a bit worried about this. I think Goku has an idea to actually have them train here at Capsule Corp for the Android project. Bulma actually thinks it's a good idea, as in Goku has to train the kids for the whole month, or there's a little over a month, but yeah. By the end of the month, Goku is sporting a purple gi with the Capsule Corp logo on the back of it, and is powerful training with these androids, or robots that have power level 1,000, while he grew to roughly about 300 or so. Then the two kids that Goku's helping train, even teaching them a bit of ki control, they're both roughly around a power level of 90 or so. They're on there. Even Bulma was even convinced to join in, so she could actually get to know how the training would go. So with this, Bulma then grew to a power level of roughly about 90 as well, 90 like the kids. So yeah. But after briefs found that Goku, is easily moving around. The air doesn't really hold any restrictions on him. He needs to be weighted down. So Goku's then given a weighted gi, but he still moves pretty freely in that, compared to, the kids and Bulma who are struggling. Bulma's at this point is basically superhuman. She's stronger than a majority of normal humans. Hell, before Goku being training at this point, she can beat the shit out of Roshi, who's in the beat the shit out of Goku, who's in the first tournament. So yeah. So with this, Dr. Briefs is working on something that he thinks could actually press down gravity, having Bulma help him so that Goku get better training, and so the kids get better training as well. Goku even called over Krillin and Roshi, even Yamcha actually, to go test out these androids for the remaining week before the tournament. And they did grow a decent amount. So yeah, even Goku healing a bit, he also got his Zenkai at the same time. And in the tournament, Goku, Yamcha, and Krillin are destroying every single person in their way. So yeah. Then when it came down to Piccolo's demons, Bulma had an idea. She just sent out the androids, but they have to want us to assist, not fight. And Goku was okay with that. So yeah. This basically leads to Goku and some random android fighting against Drum, and Goku actually easily won that fight. Goku didn't even do the android, the one that he saw Drum, he punched him once and just Saitama at him. So yeah. But this Corn doesn't acknowledge how strong Goku's gotten from creating Capsule Corp. Even Roshi shocked how strong Goku is, as he beat 10 with one punch. But now Goku versus Roshi. Goku versus King Piccolo. Goku and King Piccolo have been fighting, as the androids are easily destroyed by King Piccolo with his stronger use of the ki, as the androids aren't as durable. They can handle simple ki blast from Goku, but a Kamehameha from Goku, or someone above him, being King Piccolo, who's barely above him, they die. So yeah. With this, the androids would basically they fight against King Piccolo. They're easily destroyed by him, though. But then Goku would fight against King Piccolo and grow a lot stronger. Not grow a lot stronger, but he eventually had punched a hole through him, and he spouted an egg. But one of the androids using this effort would jump in the air, kind of like a bunny hop, catching the egg and hitting the ground, then threw it to Goku before the egg had cracked. Goku caught it as Mr. Puppet arrived, and didn't want to throw the egg away, but Goku refused to let the egg be sealed. Kami was realizing how persistent Goku was, and sighed, saying the egg can be raised on the lookout. Goku agreed to this, and with this, the egg was raised on the lookout, alongside Goku, who would train up there for the whole time. Well, then the humans would take Goku's place, training the kids, and training with the androids, or robots, whatever you want to say. But by the end of the 3 years, Bulma's gravity chamber has been complete, and it's even enhanced. The highest gravity you can go to is roughly around 200 times. Now, the humans, they've been training down there for the most, and Kami doesn't at this point. Goku's a bit below the humans. So for the last, year that Goku had Goku try to stay in there for roughly around 2 days. He refused to let Goku out until he proved that he will train in vain. So with this, Goku's forced to stay in the hunter for 2 whole days. By the time he emerges, he's panting, covered in sweat, nearly driven mad. But Kami had the Dragon Balls on deck. He immediately used them, and Goku's mind is repaired. Goku thanked Kami for making him stay in there, as Goku's grown to new limits. As powerful currently went from around 300 when he arrived, now around 900. Humans each are both about 500. So yeah. So with this, Goku eventually will train against, we'll go to the tournament. When he arrives, Bulma's happy to see Goku, as her and Goku spend a lot of time together, and she has a bit of an attachment to him. To the point where she's hugging and kissing Goku's cheek, which actually makes the humans a bit shocked. And Goku doesn't mind, as Bulma did this to him a lot when they were kind of alone training the kids, even the kids backed it up. And Chi-Chi immediately realized that Goku may have a girlfriend, then yelled like in the middle of the ring, "You promised to marry me, Goku." Goku, being a bit smarter, does actually say, he doesn't know what marriage is. And she realized that Goku didn't know what marriage was. She fed him, so he probably assumed it was a food. And she immediately just sat down, saying, "Oh, you're an idiot." And she says she forfeits. So yeah. Now basically after the whole fight, Piccolo was the final opponent. Piccolo himself is around 700 or so. But Goku still beat him with one punch. It wasn't really too hard. The punch was hard, but the fight was easy. Yeah. Now Goku kind of wears what Trunks wears, but there's only he married Bulma after the tournament. He usually wears what Trunks wears, just there's no sword. Also the jacket's blue, not purple. Like a very light blue. She's not dark blue, so dark blue jacket, orange tank top, or orange jacket, blue tank top, and black pants. So, yeah. In the meantime, 17 and 18, or Lapis and Lazuli, they got big enough to the point where they were made androids. But in even numbers, they're just regarded as Lapis and Lazuli. Or Project Lapis and Project Lazuli. So yeah, they're either called Pro LA or called Pro LA, Pro LU. So yeah. But Lapis and Lazuli are their names. Lapis being 17, Lazuli being 18. So yeah. Now when they're made androids, their power level rises to roughly about 30,000 or so, because they have an infinite key system, and they basically get martial arts downloaded to their brains, to the point where they're the best martial artists on the planet, besides the Z Fighters. And only people that can really beat their skill are the Z Fighters. That's about it. It's when it comes to technology amping them, they're basically just perfect. They're perfect beings. And Bulma is working on another project called Project Cell, which so far has the DNA of all Z Fighters, but then also a bit of her and her father's DNA to make them a lot smarter. Even Piccolo's DNA is in there, but Cell is still kind of just stated to being a fetus, and he's kept like that. But the gravity chamber, all humans are training in there. They're constantly going in like this. Goku stays in there the most, as he stayed in there with Lapis and Lazuli for a total of almost a whole week. So yeah. By the time that Raditz will arrive, the lowest power he finds belongs to Goku and Bulma's son, Gohan, who looks a bit like a fusion between Trunks and Gohan on the picture. Yeah, Gohan looks a bit like this as a kid. So, yeah. So, now we go on to, I'd probably say, basically just Goku and, the Z Fighters' power levels. The androids now are roughly about 190,000 each. So Goku's a bit behind at 80,000. Then the other humans by Piccolo are in the vein of 50 to 70,000. Goku's at 90. Piccolo is resting in between the middle at 80. But Gohan's the weakest at around 900. So, yeah. Bulma's not really a fighter, but she's also at around 400 or so. She keeps up training a little bit. She keeps herself in like physical shape. So yeah, she should have a few workouts that can enhance her body to make it look a bit bigger. So yeah, the Bulma's staying in shape just has a power level of around 400. So yeah, her training usually consists of training with Chi-Chi. Usually, her and Chi-Chi are pretty good rivals. She even gave Chi-Chi a job at Capsule Corp to actually test out the robots and the martial arts skills. The robots will occasionally join Goku in the gravity chamber or Gohan, and they train them. So yeah. Because Gohan is still Goku's grandpa that died. But yeah. But now when Raditz finds power up 900, assuming it's Kakarot. As he kind of just finds this one kind of flying on its own. Immediately he flies next to it and just sees a little boy flying. Gohan freaks out, yelling stranger danger, flying down towards Kame House at full speed, crying. Goku near Gohan's crying as he appears in front of him, catching him, and immediately little Raditz saw Kakarot. The scouter can barely keep up with Goku's power level, but it taps out at around 88,000. Which Vegeta and Nappa are amazed by. Then the scouter eventually is torn off by Raditz, saying, "Who the hell are you? There's no way my little class brother is this strong. Where's Kakarot?" Goku says, "Did you say Kakarot or Carrot Top?" Immediately Raditz punches him in the face, thinking he was a fraud. One of his hand break on impact. But suddenly, Lazuli appears in front of Goku, punching like Raditz in the face, and him flying into the ocean. She says, "Who are you to punch Master, you idiot?" She shot out one giant ki blast, threatening to kill him. Raditz him flying forward, saying, "No woman has the right to lay their hands on me." As he goes in for a punch, well, Lazuli launches off the blast, completely engulfing Raditz, almost killing him. He hit the ground, or hit the ocean, really able to stay afloat. Lazuli floated next to him, saying, "This we get for hurting Master Goku. Say you're sorry, and I may give you Senzu Bean." Suddenly from at a random, Raditz fired off ki blast, hitting Gohan right in the chest, saying, "You bastards think you can the best of me like this quickly." Gohan isn't killed, but Gohan's chest hurts a lot. Immediately, Goku got enraged, powering up, firing ki blast right at Raditz's body over and over again, engulfing Raditz to the point where Raditz is nothing but a skeleton floating in the ocean. Goku yelled, saying, "That's what you get! That's what you get!" And he kept firing off ki blast at Raditz's skeleton. This eventually pulled out Senzu Bean from his pocket, giving it to Gohan. Gohan ate it, smiled at Goku. With this, they asked about Raditz, and by Gohan has a hole in his shirt. Even Bulma's worried. She knows that's like the boss of a key signature. She says, "The guy that you guys felt coming at us here, he attacked Gohan." Gohan with the blast and go through him because he's strong, but still, the blast hurt him. Gohan just mounted saying he had Senzu Bean though, and then big sis Lazuli protected him. Lazuli and Lapis live both at Capsule Corp, but they're in the middle of moving. Well, because Lapis found a job, and Lazuli's just going to go where her brother goes. Plus, he's gotten into a relationship with some supermodel that came about recently. So yeah. But yeah. Now with this, well, eventually Bulma's like flying away, so she like saw the scouter in the ocean. I think it was pretty interesting. So she got out of the pod, or got out of like her ship, began flying towards the ocean, picking it up, putting it on, and then Vegeta and Nappa talking about they're going to leave, and it's taking them around a year, according to the computer. Bulma got nervous and disabled the scouter quickly, and told Goku what happened. Goku nods, saying if Thir's weak as Raditz is, it won't matter. But still, he better prep everyone. Especially because Bulma warned him about like the great ape and everything, because Gohan has the tail. Which didn't make Goku realize he killed his grandfather, but yeah. But Goku began training everyone as much as possible in the time chamber, in the gravity chamber, and well, eventually by the time that Vegeta and Nappa arrive, every human is in the vein of 300,000, so a bit stronger than them. Piccolo's around 800,000, Goku is around 5 million, not 5 million, 3 million. Lapis and Lazuli are both individually around 30 million. So yeah. But Goku discovered a new form recently, as he powers up and his hair would turn golden. But he doesn't know what to call it. When Gohan mentions that thing that Raditz mentioned, a Saiyan, is that what race they are? Goku thinks, saying, "Probably. We're definitely not human if we can turn into giant monkeys." Well, people, I can't anymore. You can't either. Your tail's gone. So Goku says, "Super Saiyans?" Gohan went on saying, "Yeah, that works." Gohan himself is roughly around 80,000 in base now, so yeah. Gohan doesn't have Super Saiyan, but he can power up. He's going to bring himself to around 100,000 exactly. So yeah. Bulma trained him a little bit in terms of martial arts too. She's decent martial arts skills actually, because she taught a few from Lapis and Lazuli when they were kids. She also trained with Goku when they were kids too. So yeah, kind of like how Chi-Chi trained Goten, Bulma occasionally trains Gohan. So yeah, so Bulma herself is now around on the same level as Raditz is. So yeah, or so 1,500. So yeah, it's fun for Goku to have a strong wife. But Chi Chi herself is around 20,000 actually, so she's pretty impressive. She's also Bulma's rival still, but yeah. Also, Chi Chi's currently dating Yamcha because he's rich. Now with this, we go on to basically just when Vegeta and Nappa arrive. When those two arrive, well, what happens is basically, well, they just gather to like find like the lowest power levels. The lowest one is actually Goku, who's actually expressing himself to the max just because he knows how scatters work now, because it's just Raditz. And it picks up 45,000, which, well, confuses Vegeta and Nappa. It was 80,000. It was 80,000 before. I think he must have gotten weaker. There, but may have done some serious damage. He'll begin raising, the point where he tapped out at 99,000 and blew up in his face. Nope, he got stronger. So yeah. I almost sneezed and it went away. I'm annoyed now. But yeah. So Vegeta just attacked Goku immediately off the bat, trying to get like a sucker punch in, but the punch landed on Goku, or he thought it did. On see Lapis holding his fist out, and not holding his fist out, holding his hand out, and grab Vegeta's, throwing him into a stone pillar, then holding out one ki blast, shooting it right into Vegeta's chest, sending through multiple stone formations. Lapis then says, his sister got to fight a Saiyan. He hasn't yet. He wants to fight him instead. He thinks like, oh yeah, you're gonna need this to fight me. Lapis then shot at the false moon, and well, Vegeta, it wasn't a false moon, it just looked like one. But Vegeta looked up at it, going to a great ape still, and attacked Lapis, thinking it'd just be too easy. But Lapis landed one kick, sending him flying halfway across the desert. Lapis says, "Really? Is that all you got? Now you're trash. You seem worse than the last guy." Vegeta worse than Raditz? Vegeta then roars in anger, going up to now 210,000, but still being handled by Lapis. Well, then currently Chi-Chi and Gohan are kind of having fun abusing Nappa. Cybermen kind of exploded on like you ever saw them as one of them latched onto him like Cybermen. He says, "Oh, if you latch onto me, see what happens." They blow up, and all that happens is Yamcha's naked. That's all that happens. Saying, "See, you're not strong enough to kill me." Either way, well, no one, but besides my friends are. Alright, see ya. He flew away, getting clothes, and, yeah. Then coming to the battlefield, seeing Nappa dead with a giant ki blast in his chest. Ki blast hole in his chest. And Vegeta's just suffering, and literally, he just got choke slammed by Lapis. So, yeah. But Vegeta says he surrenders, and Lapis then nodded, saying, "Good." Heard one ki blast, then engulfed Vegeta. But it kind of just burned his tail away. So, yeah. But this Vegeta then went back to his base form and passes out. Long after he's given a Senzu Bean, because, well, they're not scared of him. No one, literally everyone here can probably beat his Great Ape form. It's not hard. So, yeah. So with this, well, Vegeta is eventually, given, I would say, he's given a Senzu Bean, he wakes up, and tries to fight Lapis again, but Lapis just flicked him straight in the face, full force, to the point where his face kind of got dented. So yeah. Vegeta holds his jaw, that's obviously disfigured, but he bent it back, twisted it back in place, and he's a bit upset. But then Goku and him talk about Frieza and everything, because Krillin mentioned Dragon Ball still. So, yeah, because when Gohan's injured, or should be injured, Krillin's like, if there's any lasting damage, we can use the Dragon Balls. And Scouter was still nearby. They picked up Balls, Dragon, Injury. So, yeah, those are like the three words they picked up. So, they think that the Dragon Balls could cure lots of injuries, but they don't know that they can grant any wish. And then they explain that to Vegeta, but then he saw the Scouter on the table nearby saying, "You fools, did you turn it off?" Bulma says, "Shit." She's in froze saying, who's listening now? Other Saiyans? Here goes the Scouter putting it on, and Frieza says, "How dare you compare me to those monkeys? Of course not. I'm their boss." And yes, I heard everything. Before Bulma said anything back, the Scouter's turned off, and Vegeta called her a fool. Only to get pimp slapped by Gohan immediately. But yeah. So with this, well, eventually Vegeta tells him everything he knows about Frieza, and eventually he decides to actually train with them because it's gonna take him around 2 weeks to get to get the ship ready. Well, one that has a gravity chamber in it. And it's gonna be an insanely big ship. So yeah, because with their new evolution technology, they've been working on spaceships. So yeah, this one's gonna be insanely huge to fail the Z fighters, including Vegeta. And Bulma, actually, but, yeah. Bulma needs all the strong DNA she can get to make Project Cell. Now with this, well, they all get into the pod. Well, not in the pod, in the ship. 2 weeks later, Vegeta's been in the time chamber with Lapis and Lazuli. Well, not Lapis and Lazuli, just Lapis. But Vegeta emerged going from around 30,000 all the way up to now 800,000. So yeah, actually it's been 2 years, or it's been actually 14 years now. So Vegeta should be as old as he is in like Super. Lapis didn't really age a day, so yeah. Well, Vegeta didn't either, but he should be the same age he is in Super. Or at least the beginning of Super. But yeah. So this Vegeta would actually end up going and, being a lot stronger. He's the same age as he is in Super, but not as strong as he is in Super. So Vegeta now has a power level of roughly about, took Goku described him to get as strong as he is, but Vegeta's training was centered on him getting Super Saiyan, so yeah. So Vegeta emerged from the time chamber roughly around 8 million with Super Saiyan, but Goku's been in the gravity chamber with now we're having probably very similar to Vegeta's actually. Lots of robots helping him, even Lazuli. So yeah, building the pod and then fly into space or ship they all fly from space. With this they all train as a group in the time chamber in the ship, gravity chamber in the ship, and with him they get all these Namek. Everyone's in the vein of around 1 million to 8 million. Goku and Vegeta are a bit above that at 12 million both. Lapis and Lazuli are around 30 million. Then, Gohan's behind. Pinling in the vein in the middle between humans and Saiyans at 9 million. And then Piccolo is also in the middle at 9 million as well. Bulma herself is like 10,000th the highest now. So she's now planetary. But, yeah. Now that's on Namek. Well, they all get there. Sometimes the humans didn't canon, and they wage havoc. They cause havoc on Namek. Actually, even calls in for Ginyu Force to arrive. But when they arrive, the only person that confronts them are literally Bulma and Gohan. When Goku tries to use his weird ability, Bulma appeared next to him, kicking in the face full force, knocking him out on impact. Bird tried to get near her, but Bulma wasn't scared. Just Gohan just grabbed him by the shirt, throwing him not by the shirt, but by the gear, throwing him right into Ginyu. Ginyu immediately stretched his body to Gohan, seeing how strong he is. Only for a holy blast right through his chest by Bulma. Well, not through his chest, but into his chest, which stunned him for a second. Before he can fire a blast back at Bulma, Gohan punched him in the face full force, sending him flying halfway across Namek. In the same instant, he appeared behind all Ginyu Force, punching him in the back of the head as hard as he can, keeping back their skulls in. So yeah, that's how Gohan wins. So yeah, Ginyu Force is then killed eventually. His Bulma's doesn't get back up at some point. He charges up, wasting one Kamehameha. Let's Gohan taught it to her on the ship. She then uses it, and it completely engulfs Ginyu Force, and Gohan giving a bit more ki so she can kill them. So yeah. With Ginyu Force dead now, well, everyone kind of just is easily defeating the Frieza Force. Frieza is even being pressed by Vegeta. So yeah. Basically Vegeta's beating all of his forms. Even Frieza needs 25% of his final form to beat Vegeta. Probably a little less than 25, but like 20 at the most. But yeah. Or 20 at the lowest, but eventually it does lead on to Vegeta needing Super Saiyan, which he would go into immediately. Then just engulf Frieza and Kamehameha. Just one ki blast, which engulfs Frieza's body completely. But then Goku ends up sensing something a bit different. Then he puts a hand on Vegeta's back, giving him more ki, making Vegeta get a lot stronger, and the ki blast would completely just engulf Frieza now. Now there's not one chance of him recovering, as he's just dead. With dead Frieza. Well, we can go on to probably just Goku leaving Namek now. But with this, he gets a message basically from King Kai telling him about Yardrat and what it does. Immediately he kind of steers his own ship away as he took his own. Well, he doesn't get his own ship, he gets in Frieza's ship, telling him he'll meet them at Earth in 2 years. Everyone as Vegeta says, "What are you talking about, Kakarots? If you're leaving, I'm going with you." Immediately Lapis and Lulu step up, and they're going with him as well. But Goku says he's talking to someone named King Kai, and he's going to head to Yardrat. Immediately Vegeta talks about that planet is full of tricksters. Why would he go there? Goku says he doesn't know, but he's going to try it. Immediately, we see everyone sets up, including Bulma. But eventually, Goku's able to talk some of them down, saying Earth needs guardians in case someone strong like Frieza comes there to avenge Frieza. With this, Bulma will head back. Bulma and all the humans head back besides Piccolo. So basically, Piccolo, Lapis, Lazuli, Gohan, Goku, Vegeta all head to Yardrat. They arrive there, and after 2 years are up, they arrive on Earth via instant transmission. Piccolo learned every Yardratian ability, so did Lapis and Lazuli. Goku learned instant transmission, and he learned healing. Gohan had learned cloning. Vegeta had learned cloning as well. And yeah, that's about it. The three full masters, and then three near masters. But yeah. So they arrive back. Well, Gohan's on Goku's shoulders. But then King Cold would arrive with a slash down on like Bulma, but she was dodged pretty easily. But then enraged Gohan will punch King Cold in the face full force, saying, "Go look for my mom." As well, he says King Cold is kind of bouncing off the surface of the ocean, only for one blast to completely engulf King Cold from Gohan, and that kills him. But Bulma just applauds Gohan, saying, "Good job, son," and she smiles. He flies near where King Cold's body is, as King Cold isn't dead, but there's a few cells of him left. She finds some way to absorb those cells. Then put those cells in a project cell. So yeah. Dro's project cell isn't as good as because he had to restart all of his technology. He started spying on everyone around this time, actually. He just now got all the technology he needed by stealing from Capsule Corp, but didn't find the Android projects, which he thought they got rid of, actually. So yeah. Now with this, well, eventually Trunks would warn them, as Trunks happens to know Goku's mom is. He's gonna say, hey, he's like, it's my Goku doesn't know. If you want to know who I am, well, I'll tell you right now. 18 may not look it, or not 18. Now, Lazuli may not look it, but she's pregnant. Which immediately shocks Goku, saying, "Who could get her pregnant? Are you Piccolo's kid?" This Goku didn't think that Piccolo had one of the things between his legs. Immediately, Trunks like, "No, I'm Vegeta's kid." And Goku says, "So Vegeta and Lazuli, when do they have time to?" Ew. We shared a room. Immediately, Trunks says, "I didn't want to know that." But then Trunks looks at Goku's wearing, then looks at his own, saying, "Oh, this woman's Bulma meant when she said that someone else had these clothes before him." He then thinks back to some pictures of Goku wears, and tank top he wears is even the same. Well, just a different color. The jacket he wears is the same though. As Trunks would wear an orange jacket. He then smiles at this, thinking it is really cool, and then gives Goku heart by virus medicine. So yeah. With this, well, Trunks ends up leaving. Then he looks at Vegeta and Lazuli. Then whispers in Piccolo and Piccolo already heard it, but he whispers in Gohan's ear, and then Lapis in Lu's ear, and they all yell, "You perverts!" Well, not Lazuli, but Lapis' ear as well, as they'll yell, "You perverts!" to the other two, and immediately everyone knows what's going on. Till Vegeta says, "Wait, you caught us!" And immediately everyone kind of got the gist of what happened. As Bulma slaps both in the face, saying, my son was in the room with you guys." So yeah, as everyone said, they shared a room. She assumed that. So yeah. But now she's turning past, and literally everyone's telling Goku about medicine. Gohan, Piccolo, Bulma, Dr. Brief's wife, everyone is. So before the battle, he takes the medicine so he wouldn't get heart stricken or heart virus stricken. Because Bulma kind of grabbed him by the hair, pulled him back, and done this in his mouth. Tastes like ass, but he had to do it because his wife wouldn't let him not take it. So yeah, it's only 8 a.m. Nice. So with this, Goku would go to battle. What does he? Yeah, I'm just stopping on Jiro's head, saying, "You jerk! This is my favorite shirt." Yamcha isn't even his gi. He's honestly wasn't even going to fight. He was actually on a date with Chi-Chi. As he's on Jiro's head, 19 tried to attack him, only Chi-Chi take his arm right off, and then I'm turning around yelling "Wolfang Fist," and that actually cut 19 in half. But then suddenly Lapis and Lazuli both take the parts of Jiro and 19, as Jiro's like, "My androids!" So this can feel like the power of the infinite key engine. He doesn't have one, but he has a very extended one that makes him have much larger reserves than like Goku or Vegeta. But this, they bring the parts of Jiro and 18, Jiro and 19 back to Bulma. Bulma is taking parts of the body as they have the head of Jiro. Bulma eventually attacks into Jiro's head, getting the old place of the base. They go in, and Goku immediately is able to put in a code that Bulma gave him to override everything. Goku may not be the smartest, but Bulma made him a bit smarter, putting everything in scientific and in Goku terms. So Goku put in the code, and the door opened. As Goku began wandering in the cave, he eventually found everything, and has been told not to touch anything unless she tells him that there's a code to it. So yeah. Goku eventually found a remote, told to go and put in this code, Gohan did, and Goku pressed a button and his androids had emerged. One android looks a lot like Android 21, but not pink. The other one looks a lot like Android 16, but, well, he's an actual android, not a robot. So yeah. With this, eventually, well, Goku also looked over, saying, well, kind of just a small glass container with nothing in it. Well, there is something in it, just really tiny. Bulma can already guess what this is and just tells Goku to destroy it. Well, actually, here's a better idea. She'll Goku bring it to her. Goku immediately picked up the giant container, as the two androids are picked up by Gohan, then they fly away all the way to Bulma's base, or Capsule Corp, I guess. With that, the container that ended up having the very beginning of Cell in it, Bulma dumped right in the container with her Cell. As it now looks like a small child. So yeah. Well, that Cell walks out, or baby Cell walks out, and well, he got a smile saying, "Oh, is this Capsule Corp?" Bulma nods saying, "Yeah, it is." Well, then Bulma put her fist saying, "Alright, come at me." That her and Cell being swapping hands, and Cell is actually pretty strong. So yeah. Now with this, we go on probably just, I would say, now, maybe just the end of the Android saga. Trunks arrives, not seeing any chaos or destruction, or any fighting, and he asks what's going on, as he sees two androids being worked on by Bulma. But then Goku's holding down a button on a remote. With 18 and 17 having headphones on with phones. And says, "Are you serious? You guys are re-engineering the androids while having them paralyzed?" But one nod, saying, "Yep." And suddenly, well, another power level's felt. Goku immediately asks Gohan, and asks Gohan to come in. Gohan does, and tells Gohan hold on the button and don't let up. Gohan would nod, and then she tells Trunks to stay here. Trunks asks about the power level, and Goku's like, "Yeah, no, I'm gonna go handle it. It's not that strong." Then Goku up in the air and flew off at top speeds. As he flies off, well, Draco's left behind, and Trunks ended up picking it up, saying, "Well, this is the original, huh?" It's confused Bulma, saying, "What do you mean the original?" Trunks talked about his uniform, saying it wasn't just a coincidence, this is Goku's jacket from the future. He talks about how Lapis and Lazuli and Vegeta are dead. They're all dead. And Goku didn't have medicine, so he died. But Bulma gave him this uniform to wear in honor of Goku, as he was the last Super Saiyan, compared to Goku, who was the first. Bulma just smiled at this, thinking this kind of funny to her. So yeah. Now with this, we go on basically just Goku finding Cell, where the Z Fighters were as well. Somebody got nervous, wondering where his siblings were, and Goku says, "Oh, they're having all their technology extracted from them." Which really made Cell nervous. Before he knew anything about it, flying towards Capsule Corp, Lapis and Lazuli grab him, and they use their new function that Bulma had given them recently. They begin both absorbing Cell. They tear him in half, and they absorb him. With this, they grow a lot stronger, as they're now roughly about 10 billion in base. Goku and Vegeta are currently around 90 million in base, from what they're turning for the androids. So, yeah. Goku even learned Super Saiyan 2, just to prep for the androids. Gohan also learned Super Saiyan 2, Vegeta doesn't have it yet, though. He's learning it. So yeah, now with this in return, the androids are done being altered, they wake up, and they were taught that Joe's ways were wrong, and so were the Red Ribbon Army ways. But then 21 woke up, she was flirting with Krillin. Like, she was hardcore flirting with Krillin. Immediately, she can kind of be commenting on Krillin's size, but hopes something else is larger than his body. Which makes Krillin faint and blush as 18 catch him, and 18 and 21, or Lazuli and 21 are now in a cat fight over, well, Krillin. So yeah, as Dr. Gero's son's like, his android is named 20, then 21 is his wife. So yeah. Now with this, Bulma's able to convince 21 to stop, and then kind of reprograms her to not like Krillin, because currently Krillin is dating 21, not dating, fuck. Actually, I messed something up. Currently, Lazuli gave birth to Trunks. And Vegeta and her aren't dating. Trunks was like a random hookup, but still. Trunks was a random hookup, but still, Vegeta kind of felt a bit jealous about 18, or Lazuli fighting over Krillin. Krillin's been really nice to her, so, yeah. But she's more and more defending Krillin from, like, an android, and like, everyone else's eyes, that even in her eyes, there's still kind of a little bit of it, but Vegeta feels jealous. But a year passes, and now Vegeta officially proposed to 18, and Krillin is currently dating 21. But yeah. So you guys are wondering why Trunks' name is Trunks? Well, 18 can think of a name, or Lazuli can think of a name, and she's not naming their kid Vegeta all over again. So his name is currently going to be Trunks because she likes the brief naming scheme. So yeah, so Trunks. Then it's revealed that the future guy was Trunks as an adult, which shocks them all, and why Goku called them pervert. So yeah. Now with this, we go on to basically just time between Buu, where Lazuli and Lapis being head back to Namek, Yardrat, to learn to master spiritual control. But then Goku wanted to go with. Then eventually everyone else wanted to go with because they wanted to go to Yardrat. Like the point where Capsule Corp was shut down for a bit, and Yamcha couldn't temporarily quit being a baseball player. Even Chi-Chi went with them. Like all fighters or all people associated with the Z fighters, besides Mr. Satan, who's not here yet. Or he's here, but not an ally yet. And Ox King don't go. Like Ox King is like the only guy who doesn't go to Yardrat. Eventually they come back with all mastered spirit control. So yeah, took them like 2-3 years. But yeah, when they're all back, they're all kind of chilling out, pretty powerful. Trunks is currently like 5 years old, and he only has like healing down, but that's only like small things to do. But yeah. In the meantime, the Buu saga, well, Shin and Kibito feel how strong all these fighters are, especially like the androids. But eventually, well, no one is admitting enough ki to actually, well, have Buu's egg awaken. Especially when it came to Goku and Vegeta, who actually tells Vegeta that those two guys are watching them, waiting for something. So he tells Vegeta don't power up, it may be suspicious. Vegeta would nod, that's when Goku keep fighting. But eventually the fight ends with Goku winning just through him having superior technique and Vegeta not being able to keep up at certain times. Shimito realizes there's no ki to be absorbed until it comes to the humans who power up a bit, and the humans are then having their ki absorbed. But none of that first is Krillin and Yamu trying to absorb his ki, but 21 intervened, grabbing like Yamu from behind and twisting his neck to the point where his head came off. Then Spopovich tried to attack 21. Only for 20 to step in and tear his head off. So, yeah. Then with this, it goes on to Shin Kibito talking to Goku and Piccolo, as they seem to be the most reasonable ones here. Then Goku immediately found out where Babidi was. Is transmission there immediately. When they arrive, well, Yakon completely greet them, but Shin's like, be careful, they're really strong. But Krillin says, no, they're not. As he sneezes at some point, he's like, no, they're not. He sneezes a second. As he sneezes, and he completely obliterated Yakon completely with that sneeze. It's like, yeah, my bad, allergies. Shin and Kibito are just shocked by this, saying, allergies killed 2 Majin. Okay. And all the humans are in the vein of around 10 million at this point. 10 to 40 million. Goku and Vegeta are roughly in the vein of 80, 90 million. Piccolo's in the middle, like around 70 million himself. So, yeah. But, yeah. Now with this, we go on to basically just I would probably say just Dabra. Dabra would burst out of Babidi's base when attack the first person they see, trying to spit on them. What happened to be Krillin. Krillin's actually incredibly short, so the spit missed. But instead, we see Yamcha appear right above Dabra, yelling, "Wolf Fang Fist!" driving into Dabra's back. As then from below, we see Tien kick Dabra in the neck, see him flying, no formation. But then, Shin and Kibito here basically in unison a Kamehameha. Even Vegeta joined in, a bit annoyed, saying, Kamehameha, whatever. He would all launch it, and leading goes Dabra, turning him to ash. So yeah. As everyone here knows Kamehameha to some degree, even Bulma knows it. So yeah. But eventually when it came to Babidi, well, that's what they should do with him. As the egg is filled up a decent amount with that ki blast, but it wasn't strong because they know what Babidi wants. They filled up the egg halfway. Shin says, seal away Babidi, kill him whenever you want. According to kill him, Goku has an idea. He immediately presses a button on a device that looks like a phone, but there's only 3 things it does. Tell time, show call logs, and something else. Goku presses this button as 18-17 Lazuli felt a bit of a buzz in their heads, only for them to put up a beacon, and Cell arrived immediately. That's what that was, but Goku's like, in case Cell's far distance, you guys are like a beacon for him to know where you guys are. You're like his siblings. They don't say, okay, just warn us next time. They nod, everyone nods, or Goku really just nods. But he tells Cell to absorb Babidi. Cell currently looks like a teenager. Around 5'8", decently tall, I guess. So, Babidi is he's currently perfect form, but he has a tail. Before Babidi can do anything, the tail would stab him right in the chest, and he's absorbed, giving Cell immense magic control. But Cell would use some of his abilities to turn Buu's egg to complete stone, kind of like how the Dragon Balls do. Picks up giving it Shinkibito, saying, "Here, the egg will not be opened unless I command it to. Or the shell of the stone won't break until I command it to. And then the egg is still an egg, because ki needs to be fed into it. All the ki of it is drained, by the way. Went to me. With this, Shinkibito knocked the King Cell, then Goku presses the button, and Cell heads back to Capsule Corp. So, yeah. Also, Goku and Bulma have a kid named Goten, because Goku won a bet about the naming scheme of their kid. So, yeah. The bet was on Goku, so the kid's name was Goten. So, Shinkibito will hold on to the egg for a bit, and eventually, when Beerus will wake up, he Akai's it. But Gohan is offered, well, not Gohan only, but everyone else is offered to train there if they want to, even the kids are. And they don't all usually doing like group training sessions. They go to the planet themselves. They go to the planet all together. It's like an all instant transmission besides Goten and Trunks. Bulma can't. Well, she can do it, but she doesn't really use it too often. But they all arrive on Shinkibito's planet. They all train there for roughly around total of 3 years. A few of them unlock Ultimate, like a few of them do, not all of them, but not all of them want it, especially. But Gohan, Lazuli, Krillin, 21, and 20. They all unlock Ultimate. So yeah. But they also train a decent amount to the point where they can like keep their ultimate, but they don't like they can keep their ultimate, but they don't train as often as they usually do. So yeah. Also Yamcha has ultimate, but yeah. Now with this we go on to probably say like Goku and all of them when it comes down to like just the beginning of like the Beerus arc. But this isn't really anything too special, so to say. Because, well, Kaneko is relatively similar. But yeah, so Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Goten, Trunks. There's Videl, so yeah. The rituals performed the same as in canon. Making Goku will be Super Saiyan God, he fights, and he doesn't beat Beerus, but he's impressive to Beerus. He's a lot stronger than canon too. So yeah. Then Beerus invites like the Saiyans to go train with him, but then Goku talks about how they all do group training, so they have perfect sync for everything. This one Beerus and weaks a bit, but like sure. So we got as a group. As a group, they've been pushing Beerus to the ground to the point where they may have given Super Saiyan God Goku a run for his money. But Beerus is actually decently impressed, so is Whis, and they allow group training, but not all on the same day. So yeah, group training happens like it's not for them all to have God Ki, but not enough for them to all have full control over the God Ki. But Lapis, Lazuli, Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, they all have full mastery over God Ki. So yeah, 2021 are working on their mastery of God Ki. But then the Resurrection F happens, but the one that Frieza emerged, well, 21 we're told to not spare Frieza, don't let the fight last long, just turn him to dust. Just turn him to dust, just kill him as fast as you can. They put the people on Frieza, just shows up one blast, and completely engulfs him, because he wasn't ready for this. They have transmission and everything. They can teleport. They were not ready for this confrontation. And Vegeta was going to kill Frieza originally already. So Vegeta doesn't need to kill him at all. He was already done it before. So yeah. Those blasts completely engulfs Frieza, and he's just turned to dust immediately. He was not ready for a fight. When 20 and 21 just smirk, as put their hands above each other's heads, then a blast will be let out, destroying a majority of the Frieza force that were behind them, as they're the only ones here at this point. But they then realize how much people are left still, they then in behind each other, and then fire one more blast, completely engulfing everyone else, turning them to dust, and this ends the battle. It ended in 5 minutes. Or 3, actually. I don't know. Well, 1 minute. So to wipe out the Frieza force. So yeah. Even Berry Blue's wiped out. Sorbet's wiped out too. Then with this, we go on to like Universe 6 tournament, which would happen. So we'll pause. The fighters for Universe 6 against Universe 7, or fighters for Universe 7 against Universe 6. Well, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Lapis, Lazuli, Piccolo. So Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Lapis, Lazuli, Piccolo. I guess they can... I shouldn't think they need that many people, actually. 1, 2, 3... They kind of need like three or four guys. So Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. Just the 3 Saiyans. So yeah. Now Goku versus Botama was the first fight. But Goku hit him once and kind of thought of something that he remembered that Bulma was experimenting with him as a kid. Rubber. Not in that way. But yeah, rubber. Goku immediately called this, and when Botama went in for a punch, Goku made up his arm and wrapped it around him and threw him out of bounds. The fight lasted 10 seconds. So yeah. Goku versus Frost goes the exact same way. Just it was really only base Goku fighting Frost. Because base Goku is comparable to basically every single form of Frost. So yeah. Goku still lost, but then when it came to Piccolo versus Frost, that actually was Gohan versus Frost. But then the Frost went in for one punch though. Gohan immediately caught his fist, knowing this fight has to end quickly. Because if he can beat his dad, Gohan can't beat him. So Gohan went Super Saiyan, flinging him out of bounds at top speeds. And yeah. The next fight is Armageddon, which Gohan actually loses because it's hard for him to be mean. So yeah. Well, he's once intrigued about Armageddon giving compliments more than insults, which makes him a bit stronger. So Vegeta versus Armageddon goes the exact same way as in canon, just ends like a lot quicker. Then Vegeta versus Kappa goes the exact same way. Vegeta versus Hit. That's a bit different because Gohan says he wants to fight Hit instead. But something's intriguing about Hit to Gohan. Goku also has the same feeling, but Gohan can do what he wants. So with this, Gohan fights Hit. But it's almost Ultimate God Gohan. Or Godly Ultimate. So, yeah, or Godly Ultimate Gohan. He's going against Hit, which is comparable to Kaioken Super Saiyan Goku. Or quote-unquote Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue Goku. But this Goku's a lot stronger than that. So, yeah. Because Gohan can't beat Goku yet. Which takes levels to this Goku's power. So, yeah. With this, Gohan nearly beats Hit. But simply, Hit evolved too rapidly, and the other blow that would originally kill Gohan, but Gohan's too durable to actually die. But it did hurt him a lot. The fight ends, and Gohan's just panting, but still. That didn't impress Goku that Gohan was hit that hard. And Hit is amazing that Gohan didn't die. The next fight is really just basic Goku versus Hit. This Hit is nearly out of ki, but no one calls this. Universe 6 can barely sense ki, Champa hopes that Universe 7 can't. When the fight started, Goku appeared in front of Hit, hitting him in the gut full force, making Hit cough up blood. But then, as soon as Hit tried to move away, he can't. He wonders why, until he said Goku having actually, 2 fingers in Hit's gut. He used ki and drove them in Hit's gut. Then, as soon as Hit tried to bring back away again, Goku drove his fingers out, cutting Hit open. He hit the ground, coughing up blood, almost throwing it up. Only for Goku to hit him in the face, knocking him out, which ends the fight. This Hit is then healed by Goku as well. And that's why Goku did it. He's going to heal him after the fight anyway. When he realized he was healed, he actually did realize Goku did that, and did that with the intention to heal him, which did annoy him a bit, but whatever. Which one's the tournament? Yay! So, yeah. But now Goku basically would win the tournament. The wish is just destroy Universe 6 Earth, and the next arc would be Goku Black. But because Vegeta had more fights, and that Goku was fighting a weakened Hit, which Zamasu called out, Zamasu thought Goku was the weakest. That's what he thought. Gohan was strong, sure. Vegeta had the most fights, so he's a bit more impressive. So Gohan's like a top candidate, but it's kind of between Vegeta and Gohan. But Vegeta with more fights was the one that he wanted to choose. So yeah. So this he chose it's Vegeta Black in this one. Then when Vegeta Black came about, when he came to Universe 7. And Trunks was just honestly traumatized. So was Lazuli. But this is before Goku Vegeta launched into combat. To kind of avenge his sister, or not avenge, but protect her, he appeared right in front of basically Vegeta Black, driving a hole clean through his stomach and nearly tearing him in half. Which he had Vegeta covering Lazuli's eyes at this. But then Lapis says he shouldn't really scare his sister. As one blast let out, completely absorbing Vegeta Black, killing him. Then picks up the time ring, and then immediately Beerus says, "You idiot, let it go!" As he grabs on to Lapis, and intentionally gets dragged back in time. Which annoys him that he broke the time travel law. As Zeno appears, and was like, "That's a destroyer. Why'd you go back in time?" As he sees a time ring, being a bit annoyed. Beerus says, "Oh, sorry, sir. Someone had it. Some enemy had it. This mortal took away from him. But I tried to take away from the mortal, but the timer went back to its original timeline. So I started to leave immediately. Then I looked around saying, ew, this place is icky. Oh, corroded. Immediately asks what happened, and Beerus explained what happened, and Beerus says, no, Beerus. Then I was like, oh, that's a sugar. You should end this. This is your universe, right? Or an alternate timeline of your universe. Beerus says, well, yes, sir, but... Zeno says, no, but, end it. As Zeno disappeared. Beerus sighs, saying, you're lucky, Zeno approved this. One blast, Zamasu black. Zamasu runs towards him. He guys Zamasu out of existence. Then went to Namek, where they talked about Dragon Balls and everything. Then Beerus went to Namek, used Dragon Balls to restore Earth, and then restore everyone that died on Earth to basically Goku Black. And then to the androids as well, which was a lot harder. So, yeah. Kind of took a lot of convincing from Purunga. So, Purunga did it eventually. It was really hard, but he did it. So with this, everyone's restored, even Goku. Actually, no, not Goku, but everyone else is restored. This is when Beerus and 17 leave. So, yeah. Now with this, we go on to basically just, probably like the Tournament of Power, or first the exhibition match. But the exhibition match goes on with basically like Basil, but to replace Majin Buu is going to be, I would probably say Lazuli. Well, actually, the humans don't give much fan in this one, or fan appreciation in this one. The humans are going to be the ones fighting for Universe 7, just to show off how strong they are without the Saiyans. With this, the first fight that happens to be Krillin versus Basil. Like goes on with Krillin and Basil, relatively meeting us at a standstill to Krillin power up using Ultimate. Let's see, he actually beats Basil, but barely. He's pretty tired though. So yeah. Next fight is Lavender versus Tien. Now Lavender immediately goes in for the third eye, hoping to see that's his strongest form, but he has himself wide open at this point, and Tien says that eye does nothing for him. With that, Tien reaches up, grabbing Lavender by the neck, and then squeezing it, and chokes him out. So yeah, let's go. Lavender is unconscious, and everyone just called Lavender a fool. Next fight is Bergamo versus Yamcha. Wolf versus Wolfang Fist. In this fight, it's relatively good, but Yamcha ended up losing. But then the next fight, that actually Tien stand in, saying he's not tired at all, so he'll fight. With this Tien and Bergamo fight, and this fight relatively ends in Bergamo losing. So yeah. Next fight would go on to basically just be Toppo attacking Universe 7, but Tien he's in the ring. Goku appeared right from Toppo, kicking him in the face, seeing him flying right at Belmod. Since Belmod was about to sketch Toppo gets basically a combo from Goku, sending him flying up to Zeno, then back down to the ground, then gets more combos from Goku. By the time Goku's done, Toppo's unconscious. He walks away, stunning Toppo. He's pretty weak, as Goku was only in his base form, giving Toppo those insane combos. So yeah. Well, this Belmod's amazing. It took only base Goku to beat Toppo. Toppo was off guard for the first few combos, for the first combo, but after that he was on guard the whole time, but still couldn't avoid the attacks. Then we go on to the Tournament of Power, which would be relatively similar, but Goku and Jiren are more or less equals than anything else. So yeah, with Goku having so much group training with everyone else, he's a lot stronger. Him and Jiren are basically a battle of equals. And Jiren's final form is Goku's final form, being basically Super Saiyan 3 Kaioken. Where there's no Kaioken until Super Saiyan 3 evolved. Super Saiyan 3 evolved Goku is comparable to full power Jiren. So with this, when Jiren fight, and it nearly destroyed the arena. Even when Jiren just knocked each other out of bounds, then Universe 7, still being the strongest universe, would win. So, yeah, Universe 7 wins. The wish is to restore the fallen universes, and it works. So, yeah. And next up would be Broly, which Goku only needs himself to beat Broly. He went to basically Tundra, sees Frieza, who's brought back using Dragon Balls all over again. Instead they went to Namek this time, actually kind of causing havoc, then use him to revive Frieza. But no one knew this because Frieza Force left Namek intact, not wanting to attract Goku, but yeah. But when Goku saw Frieza, he immediately appeared right in front of Frieza, punched him in the chest once, and that killed him. Which shocked Beerus immediately, because Frieza's dead. Then Broly immediately attacked Goku on the orders of Beerus. Goku wins Super Saiyan 3 and one-tap Broly into the ground, and Broly's unconscious. which shocked Paragus even more. Then Goku one blast would tell Paragus, not one blast, hold up one blast, telling Paragus to surrender or die. Paragus attacked Goku for killing Frieza, saying, "Those are our savior, Frieza. Those are like our lord. How dare you betray him?" But then one blast would completely kill Paragus. So yeah. Now with this, well, eventually it leads on to basically Goku having Broly wake up long after, and Broly asks about his father. Goku made up a whole story about like how him and Paragus ended up in a beam struggle, but Paragus couldn't really he ran out of ki, and ki exhaustion killed him, is what he says. Broly got a bit upset this, about to attack Goku again, but then he just punched in the face, something that Paragus did it to himself. He should have stopped fighting when Goku asked him to. So yeah. Goku lied, obviously, but yeah. Now Moro, which ended up calling for Cell. Like Cell arrived on Namek, and because he's an ally of the Namekians, they allow him to absorb them all, which leads to Cell fighting against Moro, who's also a really strong magic user, as Cell has Babidi in him. They fight, and honestly ends in more of a draw, until Goku arrived and then killed Moro. So yeah, then brought Cell back to Capsule Corp, giving him a Senzu Bean, then Cell's put back in his pod. It's always good when Cell's out. Yeah. After this was Granola, they sent out Cell again, but then sent out 21 and 20 to fight against Granola, and then eventually Goku, once Granola's you guys are really strong, why are you fighting me? I'll only fight all the humans now, and then he fights them. It's pretty easy for him, but then 3 beings appear in front of him, and those are the strongest. Or 4, 7, 6 beings. Goku, Broly, Vegeta, Gohan, Lapis, Lazuli. Ultimate Godly Gohan. Then Ultimate Godly Lapis and Lazuli. Then Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan Blue evolved Goku. And Ultra Ego Vegeta. They lay into Granola together, and he's nearly dying with each blow he's hit with. In the fight, he's nearly dead, but Goku ends up healing him. On Granola, there's no need to hate Saiyans anymore. They're all gone. The ones that are left are all good guys. So, now they're supposed to leave. Oil, Gas, Maki, and Olek are there. But the only Gas tried to attack Granola for being weak. He's grabbed and Hokkai'd by Vegeta immediately. And they walk away. So, yeah. But then Oil, Gas, and Maki attack. Not Oil, Gas. Oil, like a Maki attack, basically the Z Fighters. But Krillin just says, "We're tired, go away." When Ki Blast, he just wipe them off the face of the earth. That's all it took. One Ki Blast from Krillin. But with this ends the story of the Z Fighters in, what is Bulma and the androids before Jiro. With this ends the story. If you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe for another What If. Adios.